Yeah, I mean.
Gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it. Like oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Let's get off.
I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out, spaced out and losing all control.
Fill up my cup, Mazel tov. Look at her dancing, just take it off. Let's paint the town, we'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof,
And then we'll do it again.
let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, and do it, and do it. Let's live it up and do it, and do it, and do it, do it, do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Cause I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel tonight's the night. Hey, let's live it up.
Let's live it up.
I got my money. Hey, let's spin it up. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it.
Smash it.
Like oh my God. Like oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Come on. Let's get off. Fill up my cup.
Drink.
Mazel tov. Look at her dancing.
Move it, move
Just
it.
take it off. Let's paint the town. Paint the town. We'll shut it down. Shut it down. Let's burn the roof.
And then we'll do it again.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And do it. And do it. Let's live it up and do it. And do it. And do it. Do it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Here we come. Here we go. We gotta rock. Easy come. Easy go. Now we on top. Feel the shot. Body rock. Rock it. Don't stop. Round and round. Up and down. Around the clock. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Saturday to Sunday. Get with us. You know what we say. Party every day. Party every day. And I'm feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Party people! Yeah! Tag team music in full effect. That's me, DC, the brain supreme. And my man Steve Rowland. We're kicking the flow. We're kicking the flow. And it goes a little something like this. Tag team back again. Check it, direct it, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoices. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These three words. Party people! Yeah! Tag team music in full effect. That's me, DC, the brain supreme. And my man Steve Rowland. We're kicking the flow. We're kicking the flow. And it goes a little something like this. Tag team back again. Check it, direct it, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoices. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These three words mean you're getting busy. Whoa, there it is, hit me.
That makes the meeting more interesting.
Good morning, ladies and bright sunshiny day in Sacramento! So kick off the meeting. Let's get excited and make some noise, starting with Fair Oaks, let's make some noise!
Let's see if we can hear it.
Fair Oaks, let's make some noise!
Ow, ow, ow. Pull out.
Oh my
You guys
goodness.
are too much for us.
Oh my God.
How about Natoma?
Take notes, Fair Oaks, take notes.
That's how it should be done. Hey,
Yeah.
it's a jam-packed meeting today. We promise we're gonna talk less. Alright? Some of you said I talk too
Hold them
much.
accountable to
I'm
that
gonna talk less because we have a jam-packed meeting. But before we do, let's take it off. Cell phones, please turn it off. And I didn't turn off mine. I'm gonna turn it off right now. Fridge, people, please make sure that you're labeling and taking care of your items. I'm sorry if we have to do this and let you know, but some people are forgetting, so we're reminding you.
If you don't label it, Tomas will take your food, so just FYI. Okay. Finally, the very important TCPA, do not call people you should not be calling. So just friendly reminder on that. If you need more info on that, talk to one of the leaders in the office. But people have been sued over it, so just FYI on that. Just a friendly reminder.
Just a reminder, moving forward.
Next slide, por favor. Our sponsor. Yeah, our sponsor. Who's enjoying some treats? Yeah, right. We got some healthy stuff. We got some fruit. We got some bagels. Thank you so much. From Alexandra. Alexandra in the house?
Right here.
Alexandra.
Let's give it up. Everybody stand up.
Thank you for providing the snacks.
I encourage everyone after the meeting, please go to Alexandra and ask her anything about insurance.
Or bagels.
Or bagels.
Or bagels.
I have a lot of knowledge in both areas.
Yeah.
Happy to share.
Thank you so much for feeding us.
Thank you.
All right, on-time drawing. For those people who are here early, who's got the basket? Oh, it's behind me. We have Don Bradford from Bradford Photography,
Oh, yeah.
who's giving us a $500 gift certificate. No,
$500?
Totally.
how much?
Yeah. So 500, that sounds good.
500? We'll only take cash.
Just kidding. So he's doing
All
the
right,
drawing
so-
today.
Did you say 25?
Yeah.
Well, there's a 5 in it at least, so close enough.
That's not my card.
I can't look.
That's not
All
my
right,
card.
look to the left, look to the left, look to the left.
All right, there we go. Melanie.
Megan!
Oh, you're over there.
Megan, you always win.
Megan, we're taking Red Day donations, so you hook it up, girl.
All right, moving forward.
We proudly welcome our new managing broker again, Bruce Hammer. I tell you what, if you have not, I think Bruce is in the Fair Oaks
He's in the
office?
Fair Oaks office.
He's in Fair Oaks, right?
Yes.
If you have not met Bruce, he's absolutely awesome. John and I have known him for years. We go way back to caveman days, and super knowledgeable, and very approachable, very friendly. The guy he's a straight shooter. Any question you ask him, for the most part, I don't think there's a question he's answered on my behalf, me personally, and I've been asking him for years. So again, Bruce, give him another hand. Give it up for Bruce. Tell me something. Oh. Hook it up.
What's going on?
Come on. What I'm gonna do? All right, John, ready? John, ready? Tell me something good. Here, people.
Tell me that you love me, yeah.
Tell me something good. We're trying to say something good.
Trying to say something.
I think we get the point.
Where was I? Boat. Out of Dana Point. We went all the way up through Laguna Beach along the coast, and then all the way to San Clemente Pier, and then out to the wide ocean. And guess what? Found dolphins.
Nice.
Huge flock of dolphins.
Nice.
And here's the thing: they are very playful.
Yeah.
And the water was so clear, you guys, and blue clear, that they swam by the boat, see them by the boat, jumping around, and then they followed us for miles.
That is awesome.
Just miles. It was so magical.
Oh,
I feel so blessed.
Did you do the whole flipper thing?
I did.
You did?
Flipper. Yeah, I did.
Some of you guys get that.
Awesome.
Some of you get it. You got it? You're aging yourself. You got it.
All right, let's be grateful and express it.
Yeah.
Who's
Someone
next?
else.
Well,
Yay.
go Amy.
I'm really excited. This is the first time I'm doing this, but I'm gonna have a coaching client appreciation event. So if you have ever been in my coaching program, we're having an event on the 4th of May here in the office from 5:30 to 7:30, just to appreciate you for your business and
That's so
helping
cool.
me live my dream.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Tacos for you. Tacos.
Tacos.
Tacos, food, more prizes.
Yay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Good job.
Talk. I was in your course. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I was there that one day.
You said tacos. I was there. If you don't remember me being there, that's on you.
Thank you, Amy. Who's
Yeah.
next? Who's next?
What else? Something good?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm one half of a brother team that offers full service real estate photography services. I got flyers back there to give you more information, pricing, and all that we do. But I just wanted to give a quick spiel and just
Right on.
we tout ourselves as being very customer friendly and a lot of customization with the products that we offer because property websites, flyers, and like photos are so important. That's what sells property. And there are some buyers out there that look over photos 100 times. I heard that recently. So all that stuff is very important. So that's what we offer. Thank you.
I think
Come up here. Come up.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
John, can I go?
Boom, there it is.
John,
right. So.
John, can I go?
What's going on?
Hello?
Corn dog.
Hey, guys, can I go?
All right, if y'all ever in San Leandro, I'm the proud mama. My son opened up his barber shop in San Leandro. Yeah. I said a barber shop, not a weed shop.
Okay, thank you guys. I wanted to say an awesome. I got some really great news this week, and it's actually kind of in alignment with the news that Jenny and John had. I'm super thankful for Taylor and Mike and the team because they are helping. They're helping somebody very close and important to me. They're helping my mom complete one of her huge goals and whys. And this is just yet again reaffirms the beauty and the culture that we not only just create, but we maintain in the office. They're going to be doing a transaction together, and it's essentially something she's been looking for a long time. And because we do the upcoming properties, they were able to connect. And I'm very thankful for Taylor and Mike and the team. So Yeah.
Right on.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Anybody else from the Carroll's office? Now. Let's go, Carroll.
Where are they?
I got something to do.
Anybody else?
Fair Oaks had, so I apologize, Fair Oaks actually has some announcements they're making privately, so they're in a separate Zoom right now. So they will be joining us a little later once we get to our next.
Okay, all right, David, I want to share.
It's been an awesome year. Joined the brokerage. It's been fantastic on my real estate license. We recently closed on our first home a few weeks ago.
Yes.
We just moved into it. Spent our first night there last night, so that was super fun.
Yay.
And so yeah, we're just super grateful, super excited to be part of such an amazing team here.
What team is that?
I hope about that.
What team? What team?
Team is that?
Eternity.
Yeah. Hey, you know why it's called eternity? You can never leave. Super grateful.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, go
All
ahead.
right, I just, I didn't know, it took forever. My Xerox 1.1, and right now, I'm helping him buy investment properties with a KW agent in Tampa, Florida.
Nice.
How good God is, and with unexpectedly went into the hospital with a clogged artery. She had a stent put in, and she's home now, and I just thank God and appreciative every day.
And because of that, life is good. All right, I'm going next, and I promise this is going to be short.
I'm sure. You gotta write it.
Hold on, let me
I
try.
promise it's short. So, you all have heard the phrase, talk to my lawyer. All right? But I'm kicking it up a notch higher, a level higher. When I say talk to my lawyer, it's not just talking to my lawyer, but you're also talking to my daughter. So you'll be hearing from my daughter. I am proud to announce that our main speaker today is from the Joe Carroll office, a very busy, big eviction firm. And the speaker happens to be my daughter. Well, no, the mom is my boss. True that. And I'm just so proud to announce that. I mean, when do you get the chance to host a meeting and hug and kiss the main speaker at the same time, right? So I want to take that opportunity now.
I beat you to that one though.
You're here for my later.
I got the first kiss as you walked in, so I beat you to it.
Come on.
Next slide, Carney. April newcomer, we got the
Welcome to it.
Give it up for Lisa. Probably. Vincent.
And right here.
You guys here? Yeah. Give it up for Elizabeth Saba.
Keep growing every single month. Woo! Right on, right on. Before we get to this section. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right, good. All right. Several of you have inquired in the past what Eternity Realty is doing, why we're successful. And I gave you the answer then. I'm gonna share it today. My answer was, you reap what you sow. It's as simple as that. The book of Corinthians specifically talks about how whoever sows sparingly reaps sparingly. Whoever sows generously reaps generously. I don't care if you have the best listing presentation, buyer's presentation, and scripts. If you're not going to use it and you're not going to lead generate, it's useless. People lead generate. And the next 4 people we're going to show proves that. They're out there doing what they're supposed to do. And we would like to congratulate the first agent, David.
transaction last week, and he's from what team? Eternity Realty. Congratulations. Everybody should know that. My son, license 2 months, closed it, and did an open house last weekend, and got like 3 leads out of it. One of those. 4? Yes. Okay. Four leads, but one of those already is solid, like getting qualified. They're ready to go.
We generate people, we generate. Next right there.
Nice.
For Raj Shimo. Congratulations, Raj. Hey, Dick.
Taylor.
Oh, hold on.
I want to say something.
Oh, my goodness.
Taylor, you guys know that I'm here almost every day, right? But Taylor is here day in and day out. And I actually, their office is right next to mine. And I hear her lead generate and talk to people like you'd never believe. And it's inevitable. You reap what you sow. So congratulations.
And last but not least, we got Joey. Give it up for Joe.
Never say it.
You see, give it up for Joe. All right, good job, Joe. Not his first deal, his first transaction with the Natoma's office.
For those of you that don't know Joe, he is a very successful agent in Las Vegas and has recently expanded to Sacramento. So he is at our office and working with Open Door and handling all their listings in the area.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, next slide.
New listings.
Check out your coming soon listings. Man, it is, well, you heard Andy give that quick testimony. Because of this list, they were able to put a deal together. This is, it's a privilege to be a part of a active brokerage, right? Where we kind of have what we call pocket listings, et cetera, and to be able to put some deals together. So this is the upcoming inventory, and this is solid because I hope when you guys are, when you're seeing this, I hope you're already thinking, oh, this client or that client, because we can tell our clients as we're shopping with them, hey, our office has access to inventory that hasn't even hit the market yet. Okay, that's a powerful statement to be able to say because of this right here.
All right, let's hear from you. Picture listings. Go, Amy.
Come
on, Amy. Like, bam.
I have a listing hitting the market today. It's super cute. We need to get a contract because we are on a purchase out of the area. So they found a really cute home out of the area, right down the street from their daughter. What's better than that? So the house that we have is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's on a corner lot, 95842. It's on Walerga, but the street is kind of hard to find, and it's like hidden between. Anyways, the hidden neighborhood. The only reason to go into the neighborhood is if you live in the neighborhood. So it's like this little cutout door. It's about 1,500 square feet. We're going on the market for $399.
Wow.
Nice.
Good price.
Address? 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Address is 5901 Freight. It's not on the market just yet. It will be later today. And I do need help this weekend. So if any agents. Oh, you got a buyer.
Awesome. There you go. That's why we're doing this. All right.
Hello, hey.
John.
This is Byron.
Hey, Byron.
Byron, how you doing?
Hey, I'm on Zoom. I can't get everything to work correctly. Hopefully it's working. I'm in Lake Shasta right now. So I took a listing yesterday morning before I left. So it's going to go live next Thursday. It's 2 West Miramonte Drive in Woodland. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, just over 1,500 square feet. Very nice house. They're doing some final touches on it, and it will be priced at $576,625. So hopefully we can get a buyer before it goes on the market.
Awesome. Thanks, Byron.
I've got one.
Hey, John, I have a couple listings.
Let him go.
Rich, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, so I have 1659 Voss Park Way. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1358 square feet there in Regency Park. So no HOA. That is live today, listed at $500,000. We'll be doing a couple open houses this weekend. Offers are due by Tuesday, but the seller can accept one before then. So bring a buyer. We're priced right at 500,000. I also have 4959 Shady Leaf. That's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, over 1,500 square feet, 95838. It is the nicest house on the block. Security gate, pool, pergola, built-in barbecue in the back. Also be doing open houses then too, and that is listed at 575.
Rich, how much, I'm sorry, how big is the 500,000 again?
The 1358 square feet.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you. All right.
I have a couple.
Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay, we can't see you.
Hey, Tay-Tay, we see you.
Turn your camera on.
Just a
We
couple
see your
Taylor.
nails here, bro. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I can't. My camera's
There you
not
go.
turning on.
Go ahead,
Why is
Tay-Tay.
it not turning on?
It's on, you see me now. Go ahead.
How you doing?
You see me?
You're good.
Well, no, you see me.
You look a little different.
Taylor,
All
what are
right.
you doing?
I'm at Fair Oaks team meeting. Anyway,
That's a really nice tape dispenser.
We really like that tape
Oh.
dispenser in bottom left corner of the computer.
All right, there you go. Picture listing.
How is this?
all right, I got 6 going on.
Let's go, Tay-Tay. We ain't got all day.
I got one in Roseville, 2064 Shropshire, 2,200 square foot, single story, 3-car garage, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Everything's been upgraded with a pool and a hot tub and 3 different patio covers in the backyard. That's going to list at $785. I got one 49 Bradford. That's going to be $395 in Oak Park. Really nice 3-bedroom, 1 bath with a remodeled kitchen, upgraded electrical, bigger panel, fiber for the internet's been dropped in. $395 if you have any buyers. 2336 Cashaw in North Natomas near CalFit and Schools First Credit Union. $650 for that 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, fully upgraded, big backyard, low HOA, 2,200 square feet. 2020 Muscovy, which is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath in West Sac with 2 backyards. It's got one on one side and one on another. Never seen that before. That's probably going to list at $525. 724 Ephesus, which is 95838. It's off the freeway, almost 2,000 square feet for $499. It's only 2 years old, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And then I have an investor special. There's a tenant already there. She's really, really good for $525 in Roseville. That is all.
Are you sure that's it?
Yeah, no, I can come up with more for sure.
That's enough. Thank you, Tay-Tay. Now let's hear from the woman who brightens up the room all the time. Have it this. Come on,
Hi, everybody. I need help with this because I have a condo on the market. Today is day 20 and it's still sitting because it has to be owner occupied. Yay. So it's 1313 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 590 is the price point, has an attached garage, which is super rare in downtown, all Kenmore Elite appliances, really beautiful kitchen, wine fridge. Bring me somebody, please.
It's HOA.
It's 300, includes all exterior and roof. There's no like gym or anything like that. So yeah, it's in really good shape. It's pretty spotless. So please bring me somebody.
Right on. Bring your buyers. All right, moving forward. Anyone else? Good.
All right, just close. April was a busy, busy month.
I mean, look at
Who's
this
farm?
list.
Who's farm? I don't know what farm is.
Farm.
She's
Farm. That's all. Give it up for farm.
Congratulations, Farm 7. Wait a minute. Eternity Realty closed 5 transactions last month?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, moving on. Give it up for Eternity. Give it up for David. Yeah. Rich, look at Rich coming with 5 also too.
Go Rich.
Michael and Taylor with 5.
Hey, Tay.
3. Woo! 83 is like 50 bars. There should be a 0. 30 for AZ.
Jose.
1, 2, Ashton. Oh, Ashton and Bobby last night had their baby. Yes, we're excited for that.
No problem picking the watch. What about later? Congratulations, Bobby.
Congratulations. We probably will see him for a couple weeks. Maybe. Anyway, so.
Amethyst?
Amethyst. One, Andrew, Taylor, Andy, Ann, Ashley, all with one. Byron, Kathy, Cece, Dennis, James, Jacqueline, Stephen, Jenny, Joe, Josephine, Julian, Julie, Kendall, Kuljit, Lindsay, Nada, close one. Nada means
I
nothing.
know, it is not.
That's nothing, close one. Anyway, some of you guys get it. Raj with one. Give it up for KW. Good job. That's a lot of transactions. Good job. Hey, John, you got to step it up. Get it.
I know, we only close 5, we need 5 more. Anyway, today, full day, we've got the culture committee, we've got the growth committee today. And tomorrow we've got social. And Wednesday, the next week would be tech. Make a note, put it in your calendar.
Show up for the meetings.
Culture committee, we have an announcement.
Francine.
Gerald, come up
I
here.
have an announcement?
Yes.
I don't know I have an announcement.
You have to
Okay,
announce
so
Saturday.
we have Shred Day. Hello, Shred Day, E-Waste Day, Saturday. Who's coming? Who's coming to help? I
7
love it.
a.m.
I'll be
Who's
there.
coming to help? Come on.
JBRG will be there.
Oh, what?
JBRG will be there.
Beautiful. Thank you. So,
Sam will be there.
Begins at 7 a.m., I believe. 7:30.
So if you are volunteering, do stick around after this meeting today.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over everything and what to expect and all that.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, I want to do traffic.
Coffee
I
is a
wanna do
must.
traffic, it's that good.
I want to come this way. I want a bullhorn. Anyway, so yeah, so tell your people, you know, you have a, you can put it out to social media because we, Sam created a Facebook or Instagram, little notice you can send out to your clients. It's a really great opportunity to reach out to your people, to your sphere, and have a conversation with them. Okay, so get on it. Let's do it. We'll see you Saturday.
It's a good door knocking tool too.
Saturday.
Yeah, so what?
Good door knocking tool.
Absolutely. You have to know about that.
Thank you, Francine.
Welcome.
Next slide. We can announce Red Day also too?
Well, we need, okay.
You're wearing the shirt, might as well.
Yeah, we're in the shirt. You're the perfect announcer.
I know, right? That's why I wore it. Okay, so, but you have to order your Red Day t-shirt by this Friday. There's a,
We gotta get them here.
you gotta get them here. Yeah.
Time to
there's-
print 'em.
how does she put it? There's one that you can pay for $35 and it has the year on it
Exactly.
and the
So
sponsors. And then
standard
there's
one
another
that
one.
Francine's wearing, it's very similar, $25.
Yep.
Looks a lot like that up there. And then there's a limited edition one, we're gonna have the year on it as well as
That's
the
what I want.
organizations that we are helping.
Limited.
Yeah, so we're, you know, we're doing Sac Children's Home and Sanford Settlement. So that is Red Day, May 12th, Thursday. Be there.
That is awesome.
Check your email,
Thank
you
you.
should have an order form.
If you want more
Yeah, if not,
information,
just let us know.
yeah, join me at the Culture Committee as well. If you want more information.
In my opinion, Red Day is probably the most important day for
Biggest day.
KW for the entire
Yeah.
year. It's really special. Where we just
Worldwide.
can set our entire day aside and just give back. It is really a blessing. So hopefully you guys can be part of that. Put it on your calendar.
Awesome.
Next one. Red Day! So sign up by the 12th, May 12th. Be there or be square.
For those of you who have attended the masterminds in the past and benefited out of it, I encourage you to please make a note on Carnegie. When is
It's
this?
the second, third, and fourth Tuesday of the month. The second for launch agents, the third for success agents, and the fourth Tuesday, which is next week, for all mega agents. Success and mega are invite only. You should be receiving an invitation in the mail.
In the mail.
In the mail.
Mail.
And once again, this is not just, masterminds is not just for new agents, but for those tenured agents, you benefit out of it as well.
Right on. Right on.
On the 26th, next week.
So that's the invite only.
This is
Okay,
the invite
so that's
only
the
for
mega mastermind
mega
invite only.
agents. Randy Christensen, she is the area director for United Group, so she does all of California, I believe, for the entire United Home Group. Matt helps manage the team as well as is in production and has a team in the Roseville office.
Right on.
Awesome, get excited and sign up.
Taco fundraiser. This is for Red Day. Okay, this is not Red Day. This is a taco fundraiser for Red Day. Who loves tacos? Oh, are you kidding me? Tacos is and it's $20. It says all you can eat, but it's not. That's a lie. It's all you can stuff. Okay, for $20, proceeds goes to Red Day, and that's probably this is going to be like our biggest fundraiser for Red
Yes.
Day. So
Yes.
please show up. Please donate. And
Is
if
it
you want to
just
donate more than
taco?
$20, please do.
And if you
Okay.
cannot be there that day and you still want to donate, please do as well.
Absolutely. And this is the one and only, the famous Cuco tacos. We've had it before, so no one's dead. Everybody's still alive, so it's all good. Okay, so he's awesome.
Is
So
it just tacos? Is there a Spanish?
is
fries or
it
something?
just tacos? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Let's move on to the next slide. It's tacos, beans, and rice, and salsas and chips, but it's multiple tacos.
No margarita.
Bring it.
No alcohol.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward,
BYOM.
another mega agent, we're inviting you. Alicia Fickert is speaking on the 28th next week. So put it in your calendar.
Awesome. And she's from Chico, right? She's from Chico?
Yeah.
She's gonna come here?
Yeah, no, those that don't know who Alicia Fickert is, she is a mega agent out of PW Chico. She is in Gary's top 100. So she masterminds with Gary Keller and all the top agents in the company. So she'll be here talking about basically how she leverages and balances her life. Every single Wednesday, she does not work a single second. Every day, every Wednesday. She always, Wednesday is family day.
Yeah, and that's really cool, because I tell you what, being an agent for 20 years and finding success in it, probably my biggest challenge was really finding the balance. So, and I think a lot of us can really understand that. So to have her share on it, I'm going to be there.
Okay. Dialing for dollars, May 4th and May 18th. Rich is.
Yeah, Rich. Yep.
Rich is hosting this. Rich and Andre.
Okay.
Once again, make a note.
Learn from the best. So say good day.
May the 4th.
At this. Go ahead, Rich.
May the 4th be with you making those dollars.
May the 4th. Also, Rich.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know if everybody is aware, there's a few changes in the eviction laws process. And I'm so excited because we've got Joe Carroll himself speaking about it. And of course, my wonderful, beautiful daughter.
Yay.
Not biased, not biased. So give it up for our speakers. I'm assuming there'll be an opportunity for questions. Oh, absolutely. Right on.
Hello, everyone.
Before you even start.
My name is Joe Carroll. This is Cathleen Noche. I want to tell you what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful to have Kathleen Noche as part of our firm, and she's a growing, amazing attorney. And so today she's going to coach you up on kind of what the status is. And you're right now, we're going to talk about single family homes. Occasionally you're going to get someone coming to want to do a listing, and maybe it's an estate sale and they have someone living there, the brother-in-law who won't leave, or it's a rental and somebody won't leave. Kathleen will walk you through the process on those things. Also, just quick statement on AB 2179, like John and Thomas, by the way, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Just want to say
absolutely.
thank you very
We're
much.
excited.
The last 2 years have been really different with COVID. And so now the most recent status is that from April 1st going forward, if people don't pay the rent, it's like pre-COVID. So you can serve a 3-day notice, file a UD. The bad news is that still the courts are really short-staffed, and so it's taking longer than usual. But as far as the rents from March 2020 to March 31st, those are still protected if people are applying, and you can still get your rent paid by the state if the tenants qualify. So we're gonna, I think going forward, like Kathleen's gonna get into the AB 1482, which is what exempt properties are, because I think for your purposes, that'll be the most helpful. Kathleen?
So, AB 1482, that's Assembly Bill AB 1482, and that's the Tenant Protection Act of 2019. And it's two-pronged. So the first part of it is called just cause protections. And then the second part of it is rent caps, so limits on rent increases. So the first part of it, the just cause protections, essentially, in a real summarized nutshell, as a landlord, you cannot evict your tenant that has been living there for at least 12 months or more without just cause. And so what that means, what just cause means is you need to have a reason to evict because before, just serve a notice and just have them move out. But now there needs to be an actual reason to evict them. So whether it be they didn't pay their rent, or there's like criminal or nuisance activity, or for example, like the actual owner wants to move into the property. Several different scenarios.
Or sale,
But-
right.
Or the owner wants to take the property off the rental market by selling the property. So there's several different options, that constitute just cause. So basically, you need to have a reason to evict your tenant if your tenant has been at the property for 12 months or more. And then there are several exceptions to this rule. One of it is single family homes, but there's a caveat to that. So if it's a single family home, they are exempt from this just cause provision but the owner cannot be a real estate investment trust. It cannot be a corporation, or it cannot be an LLC in which one member is a corporation. And also that owner needs to also provide the tenant with written notice that that property is exempt from AB 1482. So if you comply with all of that, then you don't have to have just cause to evict your tenant. So that's one, there's 9 exceptions, but I decided to talk about that single family home exception because I feel like that would, for your guys' purposes, would apply here. I'm not sure if you guys work with Section 8 tenants or anything like that, but if you guys do, that is also an exception to the just cause provisions.
Let me ask you a question, Kathleen. So let's say one of the agents in the office gets a call, hey, we want to sell this property, but the tenant, there's issues with the tenant, they're behind in the rent, and we don't know if they're going to leave. They've been there, it's a single family home, it's in an individual's name, and they've been there for 14 months. At that point, is just cause required? Like, would you have to serve a notice and have a reason for the notice?
So it depends if the owner served the tenant with the written notice of exemption from AB 1482. If that is the case, then you do not need just to evict that tenant because it falls under the exception.
So for folks, most of you, I think, raise your hand, you're selling single family homes or duplexes, 4 units or less, some occasionally apartments. So in most of those cases, but again, a lot of people don't comply with the law where they were supposed to send out this notice. So if you have any rentals, make sure you look at your rental agreement and make sure you have that exemption language in there that says it's exempt from 1482, because that'll make life a lot easier if you were ever going to change your mind and take that property off the market. Right now, I know market's hot, maybe it's a good time to sell. Look at that, so to make sure you have that AB 1482 language in your rental agreements, because that's essentially what they're saying is that because it's like a little guy owner, it's a single individual owning of the property. We don't want to have the same, steps you have to jump through as someone that owns operates the system. So there's less tenant protections if you are exempt from AB 1482.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a buyer, I have a listing coming up that is a 4-plex. And the man who just purchased it wants to sell it, okay? And I was reading through it this morning. Do they need to to give the tenants a 120-day notice that they're selling the property?
Is this in Sacramento County?
Correct.
Okay, and then so they do, yes, in the Sacramento County Code, the just cause provisions, the Sacramento tenant protection, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
120-day notice is the.
So they need to now say to the tenants, we're going to sell the property. They want to keep the tenants in the property. They don't want to evict them.
Oh, well then, okay, so they're not really. So then they're trying to sell the property, but still keep the tenants there.
Correct.
Okay, so we're not really evicting.
No, we are not. They're keeping them there. They're good tenants. They pay good rent. There's no need to evict them.
Then that notice is necessary, right?
Yeah, then no notice is necessary.
This is only,
Yes.
this is only.
I freaked out this morning. I was reading this and it said in California laws, you gotta give 120
So
days.
notice of the sale, not notice of eviction.
No, it's not, we're not evicting them.
Right, no notice.
Yeah.
No notice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going on the market on
120,
Tuesday.
It's not 60 anymore? 120 in Sacramento County if the owner wants to take the property off the rental market, and sell it.
Oh, good news.
What about to
Amethyst.
view the property though?
Excuse
If
me?
they wanna view, like, for the what kind of notice do you give? the
It's
tenant?
24 hours, I believe.
24 hours?
24 hours.
And the other thing is, it's probably once you get into escrow as part of the due diligence, they're gonna want to have tenant disclosure. Tenants are signing saying, hey, my rent's $1,000, and they're gonna basically sign so that you can estoppels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to learn more about that, but okay.
Yeah.
I need to
Got
learn
you
more
on
about
that.
Huh? You got me?
Just a backup question for her, just in case she gets fired. If she has fired come in and they want to make it primary, and they want to vacate one of the tenants so that they can come in and.
We're not gonna let that happen.
You're not?
No.
Never mind.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
But what would you?
I'm
do
kidding.
in that situation? Would you have to do notice for that?
So if the owner wants to move into, this is like a duplex or a fourplex or something?
Yeah, or like a new owner.
Okay, and then the new owner wants to move in, then yes, we would have to issue a notice because under owner move-in, as.
It'd be
a
120
reason.
days.
If it's, yes, in Sacramento County, we're talking about.
Correct.
And the reason why you might,
Thank you, Andy.
why that owner might want to do that is because of the financing, right? So if it's
Correct.
4 units or less, you can get, it's just like a single family home, right?
Yeah. So in that case, would you give notice to just one tenant, the owner would select who they're gonna, like this, they have to select a unit, so say I want this one, that's who you give notice to.
That's right.
I see.
And there's new legislation so that people don't game that, because that's often used by
Uh-oh.
potential buyers,
$50.
so that you have to you're not gonna be able to relist that on the market. And it has to be actual, so they're making sure you can
Right,
actually get
right.
sued if you don't
Yeah,
comply with
for
that.
sure.
If a rental property is sold and the tenant is in a lease, what happens then? Can they be evicted? Or does the lease convey to the new?
The lease would just transfer over to the new owner.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can, after that lease expires, you can have that tenant sign your own lease. And then if you're trying to evict that tenant for whatever lease violation, you just have to, use whatever current lease the tenant signed as basis to evict.
Yeah, so if you have 8 months left in a lease, you're not gonna be able to get rid of those people unless they breach the lease. Meaning you can't, all these exemptions we're talking about, if they're in a 18-month lease, you have to wait for the lease to expire unless you have a breach of contract.
Okay, so 2 of the units are rented and 2 of the units are leased. Doesn't matter. Okay.
What about those fake leases, those squatter rights and stuff? What's going on?
And that is a problem. It's interesting because, the market, we're at an interesting point at this point with interest rates rising. And so you're seeing, at least the phone calls we're getting different people saying different things. But in that situation, it's, if you let that sit there for a couple days, a week, 2 weeks, and all of a sudden the people are getting mail there, then the sheriff, they're going to say, hey, this is civil action. So you have to consider them unlawful occupants, serve a 5-day notice, and then file an unlawful container, which is kind of right now it's taking months at a time to finish up. So that's something where you might want to do cash for keys or something along that line. Explore that option.
We have a rental that the tenant has not paid rent since November, and we've been trying to get him out. And last communication we had with him, he says that he's applied to a COVID rent relief program, and he says, I'm just waiting at this point, so you guys can't kick me out. Is there a rent relief program?
There is, yes. I'm assuming this is also in Sacramento, the property?
That property is in Elbert.
Okay, yes, so, there is a rent relief program here in Sacramento County, and that's administered through SHRA, the Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment Agency. And they closed their applications as of March 31st for either landlord or tenant to apply for rent. So if that tenant did apply for rent relief, did you ask them for proof of any screenshot or anything that they did apply? And did they provide proof?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. Did the landlord apply for rent?
Yeah, they went their route and we went ours.
Okay. So in that instance, you'd have to wait until you get a final decision from SHRA on the application for rent, whether it's applied or denied. If it's denied, then you can serve a pay or quit notice and then evict based on that. Another question is, I'm assuming they didn't pay rent for April.
Right, they haven't paid it. It's November.
Okay, I mean, another route would be to serve a pay or quit notice just for April rent only, and then start the eviction process there after that pay or quit notice for April expires, only because there's no COVID protections for April rent at all.
What's the response time for the people to get like that when they put in the application?
Honestly, I don't know. Like it takes it's
So I guess what
Wow.
I'm saying, like, they said they put an application in, they should have a result within 30 days, 60 days, so.
should yeah, it should, but
Yeah, we have I have a buddy of mine who we're helping out who's got a duplex in Sacramento County, and they've had an application pending for probably 4 or 6 months. So one thing you can do to find out is if you go to shra.org/SERA2 program, SERA2, you should be able to pull that up and see if there's been a final determination, because SHRA is actually providing pretty clear cut saying denied, didn't qualify, or denied.
tenant status?
Yeah. So you can look at that. If you applied as the landlord, then you should be able to go on there to see what the tenant status is. And if you didn't apply as the landlord, because see, technically as a landlord, you were required to apply by March 31st. And so you can look at it online. You can also call over there to check on the status.
Tomas and I had a similar predicament as Taylor's case right now last year, and we hired Joe and Kathleen to work on it. They did their thing. They sent threatening letters and so forth, which really worked, because sometimes it's not, they're just saying that, right? And if they did it, if you have legal support and you're letting them know that you're serious, it's not just verbal coming from you, it's coming from a big law firm, then it makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's a good point. And in that case, if I remember, it was because they were taking the property off market, right?
It was, so for that case, the tenants had been there for less than a year. And the home was owned, the home was owned by an individual, not a real estate investment trust, not a corporation or an LLC where at least one member is a corporation. And the owner did provide written notice that that property is exempt from 1482. So this owner complied and is not bound by the just cause requirements. And also this tenant has been at the property for less than a year. So what we did was we issued a notice of lease expiration, because that tenant's lease was expiring, I believe, at the end of February. But then that tenant also didn't pay, had paid rent for several months. And so we issued a notice of lease expiration, letting the tenant know that, hey, your lease is expiring, so you got to be out by February 28th. And also we issued pay or quit notice for the tenant to pay rent. And then the tenant did not pay rent, I don't think, but they ended up moving. And so we did not have to move forward with filing.
They got scared and moved out.
I think the threatening letter said Guido's coming to the door.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're real estate agents. We're not experts in law and legal stuff. Let the professionals, let the lawyers take care of the legal stuff. It would save you time and money.
We do have a couple questions from Zoom, so starting with, from Steven. Does the landlord have to pay tenant vacate?
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to do a cash for keys deal, that is one way to just expedite having the tenants get out of there so you can get the property back.
Well, let's say
That is an option.
or if you have a tenant and you're giving them notice to vacate because you're going to sell the property or want to move in, the AB 1482 doesn't require you to pay them.
Oh, okay. So in that situation, if the owner is trying to sell the property or move in, you are required to give the tenant either relocation expenses, which is equal to 1 month's rent, or just offer waiver of rent for the final month of tenancy.
So that's only if the owners take possession of the property and move into it.
Moving in, or if the owner wants to sell it. Take it
And
off.
is that, if you're exempt from 1482, does that still apply?
And no, so you have to apply with that still.
Okay, so that applies regardless
For
of
everybody.
1482. Okay.
Joseph, how can you be exempt from 1482?
You can be exempt because you are a single owner and you're not a trust.
Corporation or an LLC where there's one member is a corporation.
Yeah, so if it's just in your name, Tomas, then basically you would be exempt so long as your lease says this property is exempt from 1482, or you sent out like an addendum to your lease back in 2019. And if you haven't, you should go back and do that now. If you have a long-term tenant in that situation. One way to clean it up potentially that I would think would be a good way is if you have a good tenant right now, if you haven't strictly complied with 1482, technically you were supposed to do it in 2019, but if you're gonna do a new lease, you could have an addendum that has that exemption language and then the tenant sign it on there. I think that'd be hard for them to argue away from that because you do qualify. It's just simply a technicality that now is being resolved with the new. That'd be one way to do it.
I think we got one more question on Zoom from the Fair Oaks office, so go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is, if you've got a seller of a single family property that wants to sell their home, they have a tenant in, but their lease is actually switched over to a month-to-month lease, does that affect the notice that you have to give the tenant to be able to vacate and sell the property?
No. It does not.
What would the timelines on that be then?
So you would probably, I'm assuming this property is in Sacramento.
Sure, it could be in, yeah, let's call it Sacramento.
Well, okay, so the reason why I ask is because it's like Sacramento requires a 120-day notice, whereas like other cities or counties it would require a 60-day notice.
Okay, so Sacramento is 120, and then depending on what county it is, it could fall into a 60-day notice. And does that change?
It would be at least 60 days though.
At least 60 days. Now, does that change if they're in a year lease? Does that change if they've been there for 10 years? Like what are some variations or some variables in that?
No, it doesn't change. It's gonna be at least a 60-day notice, depending on what city or county it's in. And if there's any like local just cause ordinances like here in Sacramento, which would require
at least 60. Sacramento's 120.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think Kathleen's, she's doing a good job answering that question because it's tricky because you have state law, and then you have local counties, and then you have cities that all have different, and some have more protection, less protection. So you can see it's like you have to be very cautious as a landlord now that things have gotten more complex, and so it's good for lawyers. It's tough on landlords. It's a tricky time frame. So that's why when she's asking me that question, you have to kind of probe it down to state, county, city to see what exactly the law is going to be on that. Yeah.
For the issue of the owner moving into the property, I read that it could be the owner or a family member, and so I'm trying to define, okay, where does the family member end? Is it just immediate family? Is it cousins?
Yes.
Uncles, aunts, grandparents?
I got you. Give me 1 second. It's right here. Okay.
Or third cousins, right?
You're Mexican.
Okay, so it would be owner, spouse, domestic partner, children, grandchildren, parents, parents.
Okay,
So
so
that's-
aunts and uncles don't count. Yeah, okay, yeah, just want to be clear
Yeah.
on that, that come up in a situation. Another thing, I don't know if you've noticed, we have actually come across some very sophisticated situations where people are using phony IDs, employment verification, all of this. Then we will rent because based on that information, but then somebody else moves into the property. And then we have to try to go through the whole eviction process. And it's like, but the person who we rented to is not actually there. It's somebody else. And that becomes a little bit more complicated too, because if you're trying to serve this, they're not there, and the person is there, not the real tenant. But we've come across a couple of situations like that. And it's, they have all the employment verification. You can call somebody, on answer. Oh yeah, they work here, and yeah, they make this salary. You can call even is the land there where they live now? Is the landlord's name and number? Okay, you call that. You send an email, and yeah, you'll get it back. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's getting really sophisticated.
That's a trick, that situation you're bringing up, that, like, one of the things we deal with, like, daily at our office is that front end stuff. So, for example, when you're qualifying tenants,
Yeah.
how important that is, because on the one hand, it's all the issues you're raising, but on the other, if you deny an applicant, that could be a fair housing issue, right?
Right.
If they're in a protected class. And so you might say things that you think are helpful, but they might take that as, hey, you're discriminating against me because I'm disabled because you told me about those stairs and you saw me limping. So that's why you're kind of denying. I'm just trying to think of a hypothetical, but to your point, that's why that screening process is so important. Like taking that time to get that application filled out properly, to get those W-2 forms, to actually make them provide you verifiable income and proof of that is so important. But yeah, if you have a situation where someone else moves in, then they could be considered unlawful occupants. So there is a process, but it's a nightmare for you, yeah. But it can be resolved.
Do you know YOLO County, 60 days, 20 days?
For the owner moving or like
For
owner
the-
trying to sell the property?
Yeah.
60.
Okay, that's what I thought.
When you talk about the number of days, say, for example, in Sacramento County, are you referring to the city limits also or only the incorporated areas?
Both.
Okay, so it covers everything.
Yeah.
Can we deny an applicant that says they are moving out of their current rental? They have signed up for the rental assistance program. They're waiting to get approved or denied. They want to move to a rental we have.
Yeah.
We can deny them.
No, that's actually a great question. And that's actually one of the big things in all the legislation over the last 2 years is they say you can't discriminate against a tenant who has had hardship related to COVID-19, financial hardship. And
So even
long,
if they say, oh, I haven't paid my rent in a while, but I've applied for the program.
yeah, so that's something that is what the law is, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so it's tricky.
Right now.
One last question. Anyone? Go ahead.
Sorry, randomly. So to get around that kind of situation, raise eligibility requirements for all of the tenants, they require some kind of credits or do all those types of things.
As long as you are doing it objectively and it's not just something on the fly. So if you had an apartment complex that had 100 units, as long as you're applying that to everybody, you could have higher standards, of course, then you're going to have less tenants, right? So, but if you're changing it, like, because I got this application and they're telling me this, oh, we haven't, this is the other standards, you can't do that. So the key is being objective and treating everyone the same about the situation. But yeah, you can have, like, in nice parts of town, you're going to have higher standards of occupancy than you are in different parts of town, right? Depending on where the property is, because it's all about supply and demand.
Thank you.
Wonderful. For those of you who have additional questions, Joe and Kathleen are both going to hang around after the meeting.
so you can ask him questions later on. But Joe?
John, thank you.
I wish I could kiss and hug you, but I
Ah,
can't.
I'm just gonna kiss and hug you.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks,
thank you.
Dad.
Calling for Shred Day, stick around for a few minutes.
Thank you for everyone for attending the meeting. Have a blessed day.